Hey guys, it's me, I'm back on Saiyan, and today I'm going to be shooting a tutorial on how to make an easy paper Vegeta action figure from Dragon Ball Z for this month's action figure month. It's more like an action figure year because I'm going to be making only action figure videos until January hits, that's 2025, and then we'll see what happens after that. But today I've got a special action figure tutorial. It's been a long time since I made one, so let's give it a go. The basic materials are, as you saw, some tape, scissors, and primarily these two A4 paper. So we are going to start with my typical method of making action figures, and it's been a long time since I've done this, so let's see. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we'll be starting with the torso like I usually do, and for that I'll be taking about this big of piece, and then we'll move on to the thighs, which will be pretty much the same length. Dragon Ball Z characters have a tendency to have a long arm, and for the lower leg I think called it this, yeah, the same length pretty much. And so I'm gonna cut these strips out. That will be the torso and the thighs, the lower leg. I will do the same for the upper arm, about this big, and the lower arm, about that big. So let's cut these out and I'll see when it's done. Alright, so there it is, all the craft materials. I mean, the layout is cut out. So there's the torso, the arms, left and right, or right and left, whichever you like, and the same for the legs. So next up, let's roll these things into a 3D cylinder format, and then we can take things forward from there. So first we're going to start things off with the main body. I think my thumb size is perfect for that, so I'm just going to roll it on my thumb like this. And once we have a cylinder, we might want to make it a little bit of a V shape because it's a superhero kind of body, right? So we want the V taper. I think that much is plenty. Alright, once you have that, cut out the top part. It's not necessary. I mean, it's not needed. And some from the bottom as well. There you go, that's going to be our main body. Now what we're going to do before we attach the legs to it is we are going to add a little bit of design to it. So let's just take a piece of white A4, like about this much, measure it out, fold it in half, and I think that's too small. I wanted to make the chest plate design on it, so let's see. This can be our chest. So what I want you to do is cut out a piece like this. Sort of looks like a butterfly, right? And we can put that right there. And another piece I want you to make is going to be, okay, it's got to be this big. So another piece is going to be this white strip of paper, roughly this size. Alright, and then I want you to first roll this in there all around. Okay, it's coming off. Use a little bit of tape. Actually, before we do this, oh, never mind, I can just do it later on. So let's wrap it around. Since we made it a little bit cone shaped, we might want to trim off some parts like that. And once you have this, I want you to take some yellow piece of paper, or you can just paint some white A4 a bit of yellow tint. And then what I want to do with it is I'm gonna fold this in half like that, and cut out shapes like this. I think that will go on the sides. I want to make 2 more for the front and the back. So let's do that. Like that. And yes, 1 more for the back. Okay, there you go. So next up is going to be the designing step. So I need to fix this a little bit, make it more symmetrical. Now let's take a black pen of some sort and then just outline it. Like that, and then make some curved lines. Alright, so I'll do that for the other step, these things as well, but for that let's outline this thing as well. It's going to be our chest plate. there it is. So let's do that for the other stuff as well. I'll roll these arms as this in the same way I did for the torso, and I'll see when all that's done. Alright, so I did the stuff off camera a little bit, and I also added some designs for the arms so I can distinguish them from one another because they look pretty similar, right? So, and I also did some tedious work off camera, like adding these and those, so they're not that hard to make. I just did the same thing I did with the torso. I wrapped around a white A4 around it, and then I had a flat piece of paper in there, stuck it in there, right? So now the next step is going to be attaching these stuff together. So we are going to start that step with these two arms. Alright, so just stick them together like that. And use some tape to secure it in place. Like so. So you have got one arm done. And then you can attach that arm there. Just like that. You can also like curve it inwards so it's like a fist. Just plop it in there like that. And you can secure this as well by putting down a strip of tape from the bottom like that. Now do the same for the other arms and legs. Alright, so once you have this much ready, what I want you to do is attach these things in there. So just like right about there, it's going to be covered up like that, so a bit lower would be no problem, but I think that's alright, so I'll just stick it right there. Right, and then from the back side as well, we've got to attach it like that. And same from these sides. And finally, you've got this right side. Alright, it's already looking a lot like Vegeta. So once all of that is done, I want to make a belt, so I'll just do this, but you don't really have to if you don't want to. I think a belt will look really nice. That, and finally we can add, actually before the chest plate, make 2 more of those and then attach them right there like that. And finally, you are now allowed to attach the chest plate. And for the inside of the chest plate, you can stick it right there by making this kind of tape roll and then just plop it in there like that, and that will make it look more 3D. I don't know why this leg is acting a bit off. I think it's probably got to do with the lack of freedom because of this thing right there. Alright, now one more thing is the head. For the head, I suggest you use white or pink, or if you can find the rare skin tone AFO, then you can use that as well. So I'll be using pink, and I'm gonna draw out his face roughly. I'm not gonna focus much on it. Okay, compared to that, I think it's gonna have to be this big with ears. Nope, that sucks. Alright, let's redo it on the other side. Oh, I messed it up again. It's already an hour-long project, so I'm gonna have to speed things up right there. Alright, I think that will do for now. Okay, I'm going to use a marker to fill this side. And perhaps some skin tone as well. I can't really find good reference on Google, so it's not going to be that great. I'm just winging it at this point. Hopefully this turns out fine. So yeah, that's about it. That's as much as I can do for the time being. Let's turn this into an anime character head by folding it like this. Wrap it around. Use some tape to stick it together, and there you go. So I'm just gonna cut out the hair and stick it to the main body, and I'll see when it's done. Alright, so there it is. I made the hair like that. It's pretty flat because I don't have much time. It's already 21 minutes long, the video. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some inspiration to do some paper crafts, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment me down below what should I do next in my next videos, and share my videos. Thank you, bye bye.